Time to set you up for the Big 12 this weekend in college football with Josh Parcell from College Football Country. 3 huge matchups. And what's interesting about this league right now, Josh, besides the Iowa State factor, is that the Big 12 might be playing better football than it has in 5 or 6 years, but it might be playing itself right out of a college football playoff appearance. Unless Oklahoma runs the table, they would be the best shot for the league. So right now we've got an Iowa State team that, despite the 2 losses overall, of course, in conference, in a 4-way lead with 3 other teams for the Big 12 championship in the first week of November. So the Cyclones, the darling of the league right now, going to West Virginia, tough, difficult place to play against the Mountaineers.
Yeah, and this one's an interesting game, actually. West Virginia, here's your gambling nugget for this one. They are 7-22 against the spread in their last 29 home games against teams with a winning records. That's a mouthful, but essentially all it means is they have struggled at home against good teams when it comes to the spread. And right now they're about a 2.5-point favorite. Iowa State, look, this team keeps winning games, and it's kind of funny. This is a long shot, but they still have Oklahoma State ahead of them in November. If Iowa State was able to run the table, let's just say they win the Big 12, and they're 11-2. They'd have 2 losses, but they would have probably 4 wins against top 15 teams, whether it's Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, and TCU, and then one of those 3 teams twice in the Big 12 championship game. That would be a heck of a resume to leave out of the college football playoff with 4 wins over probably top 15 teams. The Cyclones are playing very well right now. I'm actually going to take Iowa State in this game. I think West Virginia's defense has struggled so much that I'm starting to lose my faith in them. I thought West Virginia was a pretty good team so far this season, but the defense just has not been able to do enough. They've got firepower on offense. I think Iowa State plays well on both sides of the ball, extremely balanced with Lanning and just playing outstanding football for Iowa State. And Matt Campbell is going to be a guy probably going to find a new job in a couple months. There's a lot of big-time programs that are going to come open. I think Matt Campbell is going to be at the top of their list. So I think Iowa State finishes strong. I don't think this is a mirage. I think the Cyclones are for real.
Yeah, Joel Lanning, one of the more interesting players in college football, a starting quarterback at Iowa State who, when Jacob Park transferred in, stole the job from Lanning. Lanning was moved to defense to play middle linebacker, and he's one of the better players on that side of the football in the conference, but he still will jump over to the other side of the ball and take some snaps at quarterback, and did just that in the game that Park was hurt or wasn't able to even start the game, where the third-string quarterback Kempt came in and defeated Oklahoma. And Lanning since has taken a few snaps from center here and there and thrown some passes on the offensive side of the ball while playing middle linebacker for the defense and being the quarterback of the defense. Iowa State's a great story going to West Virginia. And Josh, I love that you give us a nugget there with West Virginia, because I'm relying on myth and lore and memory when you talk about West Virginia being difficult at home. That's the perception, but you lay down the fact of 7-22 against the spread against winning teams, and it may cause you to understand a little bit more of what's actually happened versus what we think has happened around college football.